Okay, our first shiur today, Pesacheinu Megadim. We're connecting the beginning and end of Parshas, Parshas Nitzavim. I want to take you to today's email, and you'll see the Mar Mekoimos. Let's put it up here. Okay, by the way, to subscribe to our email, go to our site, RabbiDG.com, and just subscribe, and you will get the Mar Mekoimos to your inbox. Okay, so today's shiur, Pesacheinu Megadim. This is a really good one. Baruch Hashem, it occurred to me last Shabbos, and it's a very powerful example of Pesacheinu Megadim. Here goes. Atem Nitzavim hayom kulchem lifnei Hashem lekechem. Throughout the Sifrei Tanakh, we find a special word that is used for the Yom Tov of Rosh Hashanah. In Sefer Iyov, Parak Aleph, Pasuk Vav, Vayihi hayom, vayavoyu b'nei Elohim l'siyatzev al Hashem. And it was the day, Rashi there says, it was Rosh Hashanah. In Melachim, it says, Vayihi hayom vayavoy shunem, and the Zayar in three places says it's going on Rosh Hashanah. In Tehillim, Limishpatecha amdu hayoim ki hakol avadecha. Now these words, Limishpatecha amdu hayoim ki hakol avadecha, cannot more accurately and aptly describe the Yom Tov of Rosh Hashanah. Limishpatecha amdu hayoim ki hakol avadecha. Rabbi Yosef Chaim Zonnefeld revealed this whole pasuk is Gematria Rosh Hashanah, but again, Mishpatecha amdu hayoim ki hakol avodecha. Or by the Akedah, Vayikra Avraham lamakom hahu Hashem yireh, asher yeomer hayoim bahar Hashem yireh. That the Mar of Hashemer says it will be said on Rosh Hashanah, we invoke the Akedah. And therefore, Atem Nitzavim hayoim Kulchem lifnei Hashem Elokeichem. You stand today, all of you, before Hashem your God. What could be a better description of Rosh Hashanah? Atem nitzavim hayoim kulchem lifnei Hashem Elokeichem. In the Sefer Pardes Yosef, he points out, this is of course a remez to Rosh Hashanah in the Parsha that we always read the Shabbos before Rosh Hashanah with no exception. There are no exceptions. There will never be a year that we don't read Nitzavim before Rosh Hashanah. You know, some Parshas, it could be, different times of, you read different Parshas, but when it comes to Nitzavim, you will always read Nitzavim the week before Rosh Hashanah. But now let's scroll down to the end of the Parsha. The Parsha ends, unbelievably, Ha'idoisi v'chem hayayim es hashamayim v'yesaretz ha'chayim v'hamaves nasati l'fanecha ha'beracha v'ha'kelala uv'acharta b'chayim l'ma'an tichya ata v'zarecha. I bring to testimony today the heaven and earth. There too, today we could say refers to Rosh Hashanah, but it's more than that. Hachayim v'hamavas nasati l'fanecha. I place before you life and death. Is there any better description of Rosh Hashanah than that? I place before you life and death. Those are our two options on Rosh Hashanah. Mi yichya u'mi yamos. This is also what an apt description of the Yom Tov of Rosh Hashanah. Mi yichya u'mi yamos. So now, I realized that this approach of Pesacheinu is not just connecting the beginning and the end of the Parsha, but if the Parsha begins a certain way and ends a certain way, probably that reflects on the essence of the Parsha. That must be the subject matter of the Parsha. Similar to what the Gemara says in Saita, the Torah is all chesed. It begins with the chesed of Hashem that He clothed Adam and Chava, and it ends that Hashem buried Moshe. That means the Torah is all chesed. So let's say the same thing. Nitzavim begins with Hayoim, it ends with Hayoim. Probably the whole Parsha is relevant to Hayoim. And indeed, I have discovered that it says Hayoim so many times throughout Nitzavim. I am guessing, and I was not able to do a search yet, that it says Hayoim in Nitzavim more than any other Parsha in the Torah. So let's go through. First pasuk, Atem Nitzavim Hayoim. Then, La'avrucha bevris Hashem HaKal Ba'asar Hashem HaKal Kari Simcha Hayoim. Then the next pasuk, Laman Hakim Ascha Hayoim Loi. Then pasuk Yudalid twice, Ki Es Asher Yeshnoi Pai Imanu Oimed Hayoim Lefnei Hashem Lekeinu Ve'es Asher Einenu Pai Imanu Hayoim. Then we have in pasuk Yud Zayin, Pen Yesh Bachem Isha Yisha Oy Mishpacha Yisha Shavai Foina Hayoim. Maybe you'll have improper thoughts on Rosh Hashanah. Or Perek Lamed, pasuk Ches. V'atas Sashuv V'shav B'Sizim Gam Tzavcha Hayoim. You'll do tshuva when? Hayoim. And then pasuk Yud Aleph. Ki ha-mitzvah hazoi Hashanah Tzavcha Hayoim Lo Neflesi Mimcha. Then pasuk Tesvav Re'eino Sadi Mimcha Hayoim Esachai Mesatoiv. That's also Rosh Hashanah. Then pasuk Tes Zayin Hashanah Tzavcha Hayoim La'ahava. Then Yud Ches Higadati Lachem Hayoim. So again and again it says the word Hayoim, and it truly is reflective of the whole Parsha. So here's an example of not only Pesacheinu Megadim, where the beginning and end are similar, but more than that, it's not just similar, but it reflects on the whole topic of the Parsha. Then Rashi says on the words Atem Nitzavim Hayoim Kolchem, Rashi says Moshe began to console them. Look, you angered God a lot. He didn't destroy you, but you're still alive and kicking. You're still Kayomim Lefanav. Meaning, even though we got him angry, we're still Oimeid B'chayim. And the Parsha ends that way also. The Parsha ends how to continue life, how to ensure we preserve life. Ubacharta b'chayim leman tichya ki hu chayecha. So just like the Parsha begins, that we're still alive, despite everything we did, we're still kayamim, we're still b'chayim. The Parsha ends that way, how to, so to speak, continue that state, continue our life, to be able to preserve it and carry on with it. And then in the Holy Sefer Pri Chaim of Reb Chaim Safran, he also brings an example of the connection between the beginning and the end of the Parsha. Here it goes. You ready? Says the Pri Chaim, you know, the Gemara says in Brachas, it said to Rabbi Yochanan, they're old people in Bavel. So Rabbi Yochanan wondered, I thought you can only live long in Eretz Yisrael, like it says, L'man yirbo yimechem al ha'adama. But when they told him, no, they come early to show they stay late, so that explained how their longevity. So it says Reb Chaim Safran, the pasuk is merames, ki hu chayecha va'orech yamecha lo sheves al ha'adama. Meaning, that's referring to longevity in Israel. And the word atem are the letters MS. And we know that there was a place called Kushta where they only spoke the truth and nobody died. So that's a connection between the beginning and the end. In the beginning we talk about MS, which is the secret of life. And it ends off by talking about the longevity. Also, Atem is a remez to the Tarsha B'chsav and Tarsha B'al Peh. Anoichi is the Tarsha B'chsav. Tana is the Tana Me'emasai is the Gemara. So, just like through MS, which is Torah, we live long, so too in Eretz Yisrael we live long. Now, another commonality, it's interesting, in the beginning of the Parsha it says, Laman hakim oischa ayahim la'ilam hu yelchal kasher alach becha asher nishba la'avoisecha la'avraham li'yitzchak li'yaakov. And at the end of the Parsha also, Kihu chayecha v'erech yamecha l'shavas adama asher nishba Hashem la'aveisecha la'Avraham liYitzchak u'liYaakov. Okay, that is Pesacheinu Megadim for you, for Erev Shabbos, the last Pesacheinu of Tavshin Pehei, but not the last Pesacheinu Megadim. Be'ez Hashem, we have to do Vayelech, Hazinu, and V'zois HaBracha. 1 second, what happened here?
Recording stopped.
What? I'm sorry, what?
The davening Rosh Hashanah, you don't repeat